I just turned 20 2 weeks ago. In the last 16 days, I've made over 30,000 just with sales systems. I started with the free trial of Sales Navigator. Simplify your life as much as possible. Remove distractions.
So you were jumping on a call with this prospect and you wouldn't pitch the price in. You would just say, hey, let me show you the system. If it sounds good, I can build it too.
Here's how a community member who is 19 years old makes 30K a month with his sales systems agency.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing today?
Everything great. Very excited for being here in the channel, and also hoping to share as much value as I can.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are interested in knowing the journey, understanding more about the journey, etc. Because as you know, like when we first get started, usually we get overwhelmed. This is going to help a lot of people that are on the fence to start in their own sales team agency or like their own automation agency to finally push them to taking action, right? Like I always say, get out there, take action, right?
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
taking action. Taking action is the most important
Yeah.
thing here.
So first question, how much money you made in the last 16 days?
Well, I posted this in the community, but in the last 16 days, I've made over 30,000 just with sales systems. And from those 30,000, over 20,000 was in profit.
Wow, man. $30,000 in 16 days. And how old are you?
I just turned 20 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh my God. So you're like fresh out of like 19 years old, right?
Yeah.
Fresh out of your teen years. That's crazy, man. I remember myself when I was 19 years old. That's crazy, man. Like I'm literally speechless. Wow. What were you doing before this?
Well, last year I started with university. It was my first year. And I've always had like this curious and entrepreneurial mindset. So last year I started with e-commerce and with TikTok automation, but I was like jumping from a project to another. So I was not seeing like too good results because I wasn't like sticking to a
Yeah.
project for a long time, you know. And after that, I started with automation, watching, you know, Nick Saraf.
Oh yeah, Nick. Shout out to my friend Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. And from there, I joined his community. But I was also not seeing like too good results because I was working in Upwork, and I think it wasn't like a good system to gain clients, you know. And once I learned like the sales system that you teach, I started like having clarity how to uh, get clients without investing a lot of money, you know.
So you first got started with Upwork.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How much were you making on Upwork?
I just got one client in Upwork. Like,
Oh, just one client.
yeah. It was like horrible. I was applying maybe 4 or 5 applications a day,
Yeah.
and any like I was getting any clients. And yeah, I got like one client from Upwork and 2 clients from mouth to mouth. And after that, I started with sales systems in October of the last year.
When did you actually join SSM?
Oh, I think in January or February.
Around January?
Yeah, in January, I think.
I want you to outline the journey, right? What were the first steps, right? How did you get started?
Yeah, well, I got started with less than $100, to be honest. I started with the free trial of Sales Navigator, just just to validate if the system here in Spain, like if it's going to be people that are willing to pay for the system here in Spain, right? So instead of spending and launching my campaign, investing money, I decided to do it for free and just instead of pitching like the sale, I was pitching like the validation and the feedback for the system. So I was like, "Hey, I'm Aaron. I'm a student from Spain. Blah blah blah. I've developed an AI sales system that can do X, Y, Z." could you be interested in a 50-minute call and you give me some feedback? And I literally like jumped in a call. I like shared the system with him. They give me feedback, and as they see it's interesting, they will ask like, "Could you build this for me?" And
Wow.
and from that, I've got like 5 meetings
Mhm.
and closed my first client. And my first client, a guy almost from my age, he was like 25 years old, and it was 500 euros payment. It wasn't a big client, obviously. It was just starting, but it was like really really good, really great for me to have like the first achievement for the first month since I started, right?
So you were jumping on a call with those prospects, and you wouldn't pitch the price in. You would just say, "Hey, let me show you the system. If it sounds good, I can build it too."
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really good way. That's a really cool way to actually do that. And your
Yeah,
first payment was actually $500, right?
yeah, and most of that money was invested in his campaign.
On his campaign.
Yeah, so it was all the money was invested in his campaign, and I did it just to practice and to learn how to build these systems good for clients.
Yeah, that's an amazing way to actually land your first clients.
Yeah, because I see like a lot of people that are always practicing with different automations and that stuff. But when you really learn is when you start working with real clients. That's the point where when you start to face real problems and challenges.
Yeah, that's really important, man. Like I always say this, you need to get out there and actually interfere with the market instead of
Yeah,
you trying to figure this out on your own. Because the real feedback is from clients, right? You can stay weeks trying to build this thing, but people need to sell it, right? Did you ever think you're gonna be making this much money when you first got started?
to be honest, like I'm very ambitious. Like in all the things that I do in my life, I always try to like to get the best results. But to be real, I didn't thought I was going to get these results like this soon, right? Maybe I was hoping like in 2 or 3 years, but it was like less than a year. So
Yeah, less than a year, 30K.
yeah,
That's amazing, man. Like, wow. So I want to ask you, like, when you first got your first client, right? What was the next step?
yeah. So 100% like all the money you get for the first client reinvested. Like don't don't save any money from there. Like it doesn't make sense. Literally. Uh, Take all the money and invest it in a campaign. That's what I did. I pick up a niche. I started with marketing agencies.
Oh,
Now I think it's a little bit oversaturated, but in the moment it really worked for me. And I launched like a campaign for 500 leads, and
just
from
500
there,
leads?
yeah, like too, like not too many. And from there, I think I've launched like one of the craziest campaigns, like performing for me. Like I got almost 6% reply rate and 18 booked meetings, and from there 4 clients. So that was like so crazy.
Oh, man. So how
Yeah.
long did it take you to go from 0 to 10K a month?
Well, I started in October and I reached the 10K in February of 2025.
October, November. So like 4 months, 10K.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah, but I'm like I really don't have too much life apart from university, agency,
So you
and
just said,
well,
I don't touch grass.
I try to go to the gym. Like I go like 3 or 4 times a week. Also, it's important to balance. Also, spend time with your family, obviously, and try to spend time with your friends. But simplify your life as much as possible. Like remove distractions, and you will have like time for balancing the most important things.
That's a really good piece of advice, man. For everyone who's watching this, remove the distractions and just go all in business. So man, you in like 4 months you've made then more than most people would make in their entire life, right? More than a doctor, right? I believe you're like there's only like a couple hundred people in the entire world that are making your income. How does that make you feel?
Well, if you see it in that point, like that's really sick. Like, also, if you make the comparison to a doctor that has to study like 10 years,
Yeah.
then to start earning like 3 or 4,000 a month, that's like crazy. But I also have to say that um, it's 4 months, but before that, I've been like in automation. I was not seeing the results, but I stay consistent. Like I've been practicing and trying for 6, 7 months, and I wasn't seeing any results. And after that, like I mastered the sales system, and thanks to that, I was able to scale.
Yeah. What was the breaking point where you were like, okay, I need to stop building and actually start selling things?
Um, well, when I was only making less than 1,000 a month, like it doesn't make sense to build things if you doesn't have clients that try it and test it.
Yeah. I always say this, if you don't have clients, you just have like a hobby, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can build these things all day, but if you're not trying to sell them, there's no point. There's no real value out of it, right?
Yeah, just I would give this advice to the people that is starting. Just do it for free. Like your first projects, do it for free instead of practicing for your own. Take a friend or like just take your list of contacts, and from there you're going to have at least one person that needs to get something automated, and do it for free. Maybe you will do it wrong, but you will gain experience, and from there you can start working with more people.
Yeah. So what would be your piece of advice to anyone who's trying to start a sales agency or get their first clients and eventually scale?
Yeah, so first of all, you need to follow someone that is ahead of you, and that's what I did with SAD. So just
You've
like
done the
there's a
work, man. You've done the work.
I mean, there are a bunch of creators. Like you can choose the one that you like.
Yeah.
In my case, I saw like the content that Sat was posting, and I really liked it. So I just follow what he was doing and taking action. And by doing that, like I started seeing the results. You just don't need to uh, like invent
New
anything.
things.
Yeah, just follow what the people that is having success is doing, right?
Yeah, that's interesting now that I think about it. You know, man, like the idea of like opening a community was never like I never had that idea before, you know. The only reason of me like opening a community was a bunch of people came in, like 10 to 15 people. And then I believe it was like a call, like a weekly call where I was making like around 40K, and then I just went to that call and I just shared everything. And after that, people were like, yeah, make a community, make a community. So I was like, you know what, let me just do it. And it started off as just us talking about sales systems, talking about automation. And then now it became sales systems mastery, right? Now we have our own in-house tools. We have basically everything in the community. So it's so interesting how it just snowballs after that.
Yeah, we're building like a little empire.
Literally an empire there. Yeah. The amount
Yeah.
of like value posts that I see every day from people like posting it is crazy, man.
Yeah, right now, like I'm not there like only for the content, just to be updated. Like
Yeah.
I I can't, if I weren't there, I couldn't be updated all the news. So I just pay a few bucks a month, and I am updated of everything. I have free feedback from a bunch of people. I have weekly calls. So
Yeah.
what more could I ask for?
And it's so interesting. Like when it comes to you, like I saw your progress going from step by step to actually becoming at the top, right?
Yeah, like that's what I was saying before. Like you need to be consistent. Like all days, at least I put like 5 to 4 hours. Also, like you need to balance, as I said before, like with, for example, if you are in a 9 to 5, well, work. If you have child, you have your responsibilities, but like make that space for your business, like all days,
Yeah.
like 7 days of the week, to be consistent. Maybe one day you don't do anything or you don't progress, but you're there, you show up, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So how do you balance university with operating a 30K a month business?
Well, what I'm doing, I don't know if this is like a good advice for people of my age, but I go to university 3 days a week. I go like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I
You
go like
basically
for
just show up.
yes, I go 4 hours each day, and like the rest of the time I'm spending in the agency. And then, for example, this month that I'm having a lot of exams, well, I need to study more, but I invest more hours in the agency than in university.
Yeah, man, I totally see that. I mean, think about it. Like at 19 years old, going to university, making 30K a month. I'm pretty sure your friends and people in your class don't know that they have like this amazing entrepreneur, right?
Well, I have I uh, I have another good, really good entrepreneur in my in my class that is my age and it's making 50,000 a month.
50,000 a month
Yeah.
at your age.
Yeah, but he has a physic business, like an e-commerce, and yeah,
Okay.
it's like so nice. But yeah, the rest of the people like is really average. Like they just go to university, then on the weekend do like their things with their family and friends, and yeah.
So, what were your daily routine every single day when you were trying to scale, right, past 10K a month? Okay. What was that daily routine like?
Um, First of all, I divide like my day into parts.
Mhm.
First, learning, and then applying. So I spent more time applying the things that I've learned than learning. For example, for each hour that I spent learning, I apply 3 hours. You know. So in the morning, for example, I check my Gmails, I check my LinkedIn, I check the school community. So I I'm updated and I like learn from there. And after that, I just try to apply it directly in my business. So
Yeah,
that's
makes sense.
yeah. And how did I scale? Just focus on the highest ROI tasks. You know, when you're starting, focus on making the greater campaigns. Like it doesn't make sense to focus on another thing. Just
Yeah. So basically focus on the highest ROI tasks.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So what was the niche that you made the most amount of money in?
Marketing agencies.
Marketing agencies. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, but because I've started with them, and I'm actually still working with marketing agencies, but most of them are marketing agencies that target enterprise. So they're long-term contracts that last along to sign up and to like get the commission. But obviously the amount deals are quite bigger than a normal marketing agency, you know.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Also I'm working with right now with logistics and industrial companies and companies in the tech space. For example, VR and AR, extended reality companies.
what was the biggest deal you've landed?
The biggest deal, it was last month
Oh yeah.
with yeah, but it wasn't a new client. Um, it was with my second client. Like I I landed my second client in November, so I've been working with them since like now. We're still working, and they wanted like a campaign for Spain and Dubai, and they paid us $4,500. Like we have like really good relationships. Like my goal now is to build long-term relationships with my clients.
So what kind of like the lifestyle changes that you had after you started making this much money?
Mm, the lifestyle, or not the lifestyle, because like I need to be literally, if I want to keep like as I'm right now and want to scale more, because for me I'm just starting. Like people have, for example, 40 member staff, or it's making 100,000 a year. If I want to reach to that point, I need to put all the time. So my lifestyle changed in the way that now I have more responsibilities. Now I need to put more time in it and to do it more and do it better. Like
Yeah.
that's the lifestyle that.
So nothing in terms of like flashy lifestyle, nothing changed in terms of like you spending money, etc.
No, I'm a really saver guy, to be honest. Like
Yeah, you're not into like big lifestyle changes, right? Yeah, you're kind of like me.
not now. Like my goals is when I finish university, I will like in my 20s. I want to spend as much time as I can traveling and knowing like different countries.
Yeah.
So if now I can save a lot of money for my 20s and then spend that part in travels and knowing different cultures, like that's my goal
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
really wise, man. I think you're resonating with a lot of people that are watching this because most people, when you ask them like, why do you want the money? They say, well, I want to take care of my family, one, and two, I want to have location freedom, right? They want to be able to travel wherever they want and not worry about money, right? And I used to have this too myself. When I first started making money, I really wanted to just go travel the world. Right?
Yeah.
You know that feeling you want to try different cuisines, different places. You want to go to different places, different traditions, etc.
Yeah, you don't need to take care of the expenses and that stuff. Yeah.
But man, you can handle that right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm helping like my family a little bit with the things that I can, obviously.
That's amazing, man. Like, I'm curious. What do your parents think about this? What are their thoughts?
I live with my grandma, but well, obviously my parents and like all my family supports me, and they're always saying like this guy is going like to to be good at what he's doing, but they doesn't see it like normal that a guy of my age spends that amount of time in the computer. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's classic, man. I used to have this too. Yeah.
I've been experiencing this since I was a kid because years ago
Totally relatable.
I competed in Fortnite and I was like really really good at it. But when I was playing Fortnite, like my family obviously didn't see it good. But now that I'm into this, they think it's better, obviously.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you took the like playing Fortnite as now playing the game of business, right?
Yeah,
See
yeah,
how interesting it is?
yeah. I totally agree on that. And I had this conversation with some friends that when I'm doing campaigns or something with my clients, it's like playing kind of a video game in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it's like playing a video game that You want to get better at it every single time. Yeah, I think we all you resonated again with a lot of like the male audience because we grow up like playing video games, etc. Now we just transcend that energy, right? We just channel that energy into something else, which is business, right? Which is why
Yeah.
you see men, they would be interested in like little cars, supercars, right? When they're a kid, right? They would have toys as cars. But when they grew up, right? They just want to have the supercar. Because it's like feeding that inner child, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's true, man. Like it's actually real, you know?
yeah.
What were the biggest challenges you've had during this journey?
Okay, like the first one is staying consistent. Like when you don't see results, you're going to think like I need to quit or I need to move to another project that maybe in that project I don't have like that amount of challenges or problems. Like you will have problems in all kind of businesses. So when you face a challenge or a problem, just go for it and that will get you better. And in terms of challenges, I had two clients that I couldn't really get for them really good results. First was in Christmas holidays. I launched a campaign for a client that went horrible, like two leads only because here in Christmas holidays, like all the people stop working.
Yeah.
So uh, I felt like really bad for my client and also for me that I've put it like a lot of work in his campaign, but
It was just
didn't
timing issue.
get the results. I had this conversation with people of the community that they stop because they had like bad experiences with clients, but you need to um, analyze the situation and like if you have tried your best, like there's no problem, just continue. Uh, Apologize to your customer and try to get better, but not to stop. Like just continue taking action.
Yeah, that's really powerful, man. Like 19 years old saying this, man, you're like far ahead of like many, many people. Because what you said is extremely wise, right? Which means delay gratification and think long term, right? Like I always say, there's no such thing such as a failure, right? Like until passing away, all defeat is psychological. Everything is
Yeah,
psychological. Until your brain cannot comprehend or process information and your cells can no longer replicate, you have no reason but to keep going, right? Because I mean, think
yeah,
about it, we are in business to make money, right? And business is tough, but this is why we are in business, because it's tough, right?
yeah. And you need also for people that are around my age, like it's the time to take the risks. Like you're comfortable right now. Most people of my age is comfortable. You're living with your parents. Like take the risk right now because like what are you losing? Like what is the worst that can happen if you like doesn't succeed the first time? Like take the risk another time. Maybe that time you get good results, you know?
I had similar like upbringing to like a couple clients that it took me plus 3 months to actually deliver results for them. That's
Yeah.
totally normal, right? You always have to remind myself that you've actually done your best. You know, that's the main thing, right?
Yeah. 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 Always stay positive. Normalize like the failure, you know?
So, in terms of automation, what were the services that were most profitable for you?
Well, obviously the sales system, but like in terms of the offer, when I get extra payments for extra booked calls. So my starter pack right now is like 2,000 for the first campaign with 5 guaranteed booked meetings, and from there, like they pay me an extra for each extra booking, yeah, extra meeting, and commission for deal closed.
What would you say to people who are trying to build every automation and try to sell any automation? What would be a piece of advice that you would give to these overwhelmed people?
Yeah. Like I was in their position. Like when I started focusing just on sales systems, is when I started like building a business. Because if you work like for different type of automations, each project is going to be different. You are not going to be able to repeat it, to have processes to build like the same system for each client. Like obviously you're going to need to build a strategy and that stuff, but the system and the process is very similar for each client. And if you want to keep like automations for other industries, like you can leave it open and just pay a freelancer, and you get like the difference, But don't focus in a lot of things. Just focus in one niche and go for it.
So, was there a moment that you had where you wanted to quit?
Yeah, and not when I was starting. It was when I was like at the start of this year. At the start of this year, like when I was almost getting to 10K, because I had like a lot of responsibilities, and also it was like at this moment when I didn't get the results for one of my clients, and I got like uh, a bit frustrated, and also um, I had like a little bit of FOMO for entering a project that one of my friends asked me for enter. That it was an e-commerce, and that's the last thing you need to do.
Classic.
Yeah, like this advice, I think it's like, well, the people that I heard the most is from Alex Ormothi. He's always explaining this, that people starts a business like really excited, then face a problem or a challenge, and then for FOMO, they jump into another project, and
Shiny
it's like
ideas.
it's like the same wheel all the time,
Yeah.
So when problems come, just face them and keep going.
Yeah.
Like I think most businesses are profitable if you stick
If you
like
stick to them,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say this, yeah. Like, what matters is you stick to one thing, right? Because
Yeah.
that's how you get feedback, right? And that's how you get good at it, right? And you can charge more. But if you try to pick like an automation today or like a niche today and then change it the next day, you don't have anything, like you don't know anything about that niche or automation that's gonna sell, right? You don't know anything about it. See? Yeah, like I always say, pick a mountain, right? And protect it and be the king / the queen of that mountain. That's it.
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. What would be a piece of advice that you would tell to someone who's watching this, right? That's saying, hey, that looks great, but I don't think I can do it.
Like, first of all, like, as I said, simplify your life as much as possible. Like, that's the first thing. Then second, like maybe spend 1 or 2 weeks, like analyzing where you are, where you want to be. And once you know that, uh, you need to know people that are ahead from you, and like literally do what they are doing. And if you need to pay for education, like that's the best investment you can do. Like you're literally paying for people that is going to teach you how to make money. So if you take action and you do the things that they teach you, you are going to make more money that you're investing. So that's for me like the best of the advice, like taking action in that sense.
By the way, Aaron, you've perfectly outlined two powerful mental models right now. The first one is actually first principle thinking, right? So what you've done now, right, to the viewers who are watching this, so you said the first thing, simplify your life, right? Because I believe that most people don't have business problems, they have personal problems, right? Once you remove all that noise and distraction, you can literally think, right? You can actually think. Once you simplify your life, make it simple, and then the next thing you said, which is super important, is like figure out what you want to be, what you want to do in life. This is super important. Because people say, I just want to make money. Well, how much? Like, what do you want to do? Like, define the goal, right?
Like, if you don't know where you want to go, like, it's difficult to arrive.
Yeah, that's super wise, man. Like, you figuring this out at this age, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm excited to see you in not even next year, like next 6 months, where you're going to be, right? I believe you're going to see the next 50K. And obviously, I'm going to have to give you like a couple ideas, help you systemize so you can get that quickly, right? But I can see you like hitting 50K in less than 6 months.
We'll go for it.
Yeah, my advice for you now is just stay consistent at the 30K, right? Don't try to scale. Try to, since this month you've made 30K, well, think about it and ask yourself, what are the things that I should keep doing to consistently make 30K next month and then next, and then the month after, right? After that, once you're consistently making 30K, then you can think about scaling because there's always like a little dip, right? When you're trying to scale, there's like a little dip and they're like, whoof, and then you scale after that.
Right now, I'm just trying to automate some little processes inside of, like, for example, ClickUp, content generation, presentations for the clients, proposals, and that stuff. So I can earn, like, for example, 3 to 4 hours a week and invest that in delivering greater results for the clients.
How important was the community aspect, right? In terms of like you achieving this immense success and this big success.
Honestly, like, so important. Like, I'm not saying this because I'm with SAD right now, but for real, like, it's so difficult to learn something. Like, if you watch like a lot of creators and free content, that obviously is going to help you start. But if you're in a community where you literally have like the blueprint and the steps that you need to follow to like earn your first client, like, it's super easy and you're going to save a lot of time. Like, you're going to save a lot of time. That's like the best thing you're going to earn. Like, SATS community, like, I'm 100% that if you follow the step by step, like the first, like acquiring the first client is like 100% guaranteed. Like,
Yeah.
like it's impossible to not get at least one client. Super easy because you have the step by step, you have automation blueprints. So you just need to copy, paste, and
Yeah, literally just copy paste. I know. Yeah, it's interesting because another big thing about being in a community is that you get to see people's wins every single day. As humans, we are competitive, right? You see someone who's making this like 10K and you're like, why can't I make 10K, right? And it just gives you that fire and that drive to get out there and take what's yours, right? When you like, it's because when we grow up, we hear things like 10K a month, 15K a month, 20K a month. And a lot of people who are watching this are going to be beginners and also freelancers. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be also entrepreneurs, right? Who are already making 10 to 15, already 20K, right? So we have this limiting belief about money, right? But when you see people actually making that money, it starts to become normal for you, right?
yeah, I totally agree in that because, for example, here in Spain, the minimum wage is like 1,200. So, well, this summer I was working in a restaurant in Ibiza, and I was earning 2,000. So from there to the point that I'm now, it's like a big difference, you know.
It's a big difference, man. Yeah. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Madrid. Well, my dad is from Brazil, and my family is from here, from Madrid.
Obrigado. Yeah, I understand a little bit of Brazilian. Yeah,
Yeah.
but where are you located right now?
Madrid, Madrid. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're in
I
Madrid
study in
right now.
Madrid.
So you're in
Yeah, yeah,
Spain.
yeah. But I want to move. Like, when I finish university, I want to move. Bro, like, I pay almost 50% in taxes. Like, it's criminal.
Yeah, I gotta shoot you some ideas in terms of taxes. Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
yeah. Cyprus, Cyprus soon.
Just before we wrap up, Aaron, thank you for your time. Just want to ask you one final question, right? What would be the best piece of advice you would give to someone right now that will help them go and fall on into the business?
Like, in 2 words, well, in 3 words, join the community, and there you will be able to there you would be able to speak with people like Sad, me, and other amazing people that is there, and you will be surrounded by people that is trying to achieve the same goals as you.
Mhm.
and competing in the same space. Like always that I see like another milestone that Sad achieves, I'm like, bro, how is he doing this? Like I want
Yeah,
to reach to his point, you know.
that's crazy, man. But what
Yeah.
about like actionables, right? Like
Actionables?
practical things that they can implement today, right?
Yeah. In terms of sales systems or like in general?
Yeah, in terms of someone who wants to start a sales agency, right? And they're maybe like in the fence, maybe they're scared a little bit. Because I understand.
Okay, yeah. If I started from zero, I would spend like 1 or 2 weeks learning make. Like, I think when you learn make, uh, you save a lot of time then after, and you like understand how to build systems. So like you develop like that logic
Yeah.
for process development. So I would spend like at least 2 weeks learning how to automate processes with Make. That is not a really difficult platform to use. And from there, I would like analyze in which niche I would like to work. For example, if you learn how to do Make, and after that you realize that you want to be automating CRMs, so go for it. But
Yeah.
if you decide that you want to automate sales systems or marketing systems, like focus just in one. But
Yeah.
in terms of niches, like I would like literally ask ChatGPT, like in your area,
Yeah, that would work.
like
Yeah.
I'm located in France. Tell me 5 niches that could have like a lot of investment in sales and that explain you why, and then you build the offer. Because like the main things in cold email is literally like offer. So you need to pick curiosity, so the people open your email, then you need to provide value, and you do that with your offer and case studies, and after that you just need to make the call to action like as simple as possible, you know.
Yeah.
You have internet, you have YouTube, and you have chat gpt, like you literally have all the tools
To do
to try.
everything, right?
Yeah,
Like we have more tools in our disposal than ever before, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Aaron, for your time. I really appreciate you coming today and giving us like an hour of your knowledge, man. Like at 19 years old, like you're literally like a specimen, man. I've never met someone as knowledgeable and smart and also business driven and ambitious, right? In your age, right? Like I'm looking forward to seeing your progress in the next 6 months, right? Maybe we can do like a follow up. Maybe when you're making like, I don't know, 1 million a day or something.